Hey, Unstuckers, welcome to Unstuck Institute podcast. This is Casual Friday. What's Casual Friday, you ask? Well, you clearly haven't been listening because Casual Friday is where we take a minute to have a mini mastermind between Cel and myself and solve problems, set goals, and keep the ball rolling on our own businesses. This week on the podcast, we talked with Miss Kimya Scott all about marketing. It is a great episode, if I do say so myself. I know I say they're all great, but like this one's really great. So go back and check it out. She's full of wisdom, and unless you have a marketing business, then you need to listen to it because you need to learn some stuff like we all do about marketing. You know what I mean? Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Chel, how's it going?
Hi. Hi, guys. I'm Chel, because Josh was all like, yo, in case you're new listening out there, degrading you already, welcome to the Unstuck Institute. I swear we're nice, and we only make fun of our listeners occasionally.
Only all the time.
Oh my gosh,
Um,
really selling it, man.
Selling it. So if you're a new listener, strap in. This is what you're in for.
Put your boots on.
Put your boots on. Uh, I think you transitioned to the pleasantries so nicely, and then I just backtracked. That was terrible of me. Let's get back
Yes.
into the pleasantries. How are you, Chel? How are you
I'm
doing?
great. It's Thursday. Only T minus 10 days until I'm puppy free. It's great,
It's
dude.
Friday. It's Friday.
9 days. 9 days until I'm puppy free.
Great, great. Um, did you get your shit done?
I did. I did get my shit done. I've been writing it down because 2 weeks ago gave me anxiety.
It's good. That's good.
Is it good?
No,
Okay.
that you're writing it down now,
Oh,
not that
yeah,
it
yeah,
gave you
yeah.
anxiety.
Not that I'm anxious about it. Excellent.
Yeah.
Okay. So if I recall, last week I was going to, or I should have, revised my Pinterest videos with new branding. Did that, sent
Mhm,
it to you,
mhm.
looks gorge, and I've since pinned 4 more times. Bow, 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 bow. With that same
Good.
like branding in mind.
That's a good,
My
yeah, that's a
yeah,
good sound effect. And I saw it. It looks great.
excellent, excellent. Um, I added a Patreon link to my free PDF, and that's up on my website. So if you want 10 pantry items, and 20 ways to use them, check that out on wellnesscucinallc.com. Um,
Ooh, shameless plug.
a shameless plug. And it wasn't
This whole,
technically my goal. Wait, what?
I was gonna say, Casual Friday is in and of itself just a shameless plug for our
Yeah,
businesses.
it really is kind of.
Like not what it's meant
um,
to be, but it kind of is. Go on.
my other goal was to lower the threshold on my Patreon from 50 to 15, and I've gotten like 4 more people, so that's helpful. Ho ho ho.
Hey,
And 30 days of reels, I'm on day 7, and that has been I I've done it. How about that? I've done it.
you done did it.
I've done it.
Check, check, check. I think you're supposed to do 30 days of reels in the last 7 days
I don't think that's actually
then.
possible.
Okay, whatever. Miss Physics over here.
All right. What about you? Wait, do the laws of physics cease to exist on your stove? Do grits cook faster on your stove than anywhere else in the world? Name that movie.
I don't know that movie.
Oh my god, my cousin Vinny?
Oh, yeah, I know of that movie. I
Oh
don't know if I've ever really fully seen the whole thing.
my biological clock is ticking like crazy. You really never seen it? Oh wow.
It's too close to home. It's like my family. Not in the mobster sense, but in that accent sense.
Got it.
um, excellent, excellent. Well, good job. Good job doing the things and
Thank
quoting
you.
the movie. I think you should, that just gave me a great idea. You should m- uh, make a slew of reels or stories with that character in mind that you were just doing.
Marissa Tomei? Excellent.
Yeah, just do Marissa Tomei's cooking class. Okay, I don't even know what I'm imitating, so I can't do it. But but what you were just doing, do it, but teach cooking.
Excellent. All right, Josh. Since we've gotten
Excellent.
off the rails, welcome new Unstuckers.
Welcome back. We're recentering now.
Did you get your shit done, or do I have to donate $50 of your money to the American Nazi Patty.
I did get my shit done.
Excellent.
My shit was less making products and more following a schedule, and I followed my schedule, so that was good. My
Yay.
goals last week were to do that tomato timer method or the Pomodoro method, as whoa, you
Yes.
know.
My finger gun got a little crazy there.
um, so I did do that, and as a reminder, what that was for everyone out there was I was overwhelmed by trying to get shit done during the week and trying to answer the phones when somebody calls and they need computer services. So I did the thing where if nobody was calling or I was done with fixing computers and the shop was otherwise empty during the day, I just said, okay, look at my list. What can I do in the next 30 to 45 minutes? I did that. Sometimes I was interrupted with calls and I would answer them and say, cool, I can get to you in about half an hour. And I
Yeah.
did. And it worked out really well. I'm still getting used to it. It's still not
Yeah.
like ingrained in my system to do it fully, but I think I felt when it was working, when I was remembering to do it like in my brain, it was a lot less anxious up in here during the day,
That's good.
kind of make taking control of my day a little bit that way. So I liked it, and I got a lot of little tasks I don't think I otherwise would have gotten done. So that's good. And then the other thing was to try and do whatever priority number one for the day is before I go to the office every day, and I've done that, and that's also been super helpful because Monday and Tuesday of this week were insanely busy with phone calls and computer fixes, and I
Yeah.
didn't get priority number 2 or 3 done that
Shit.
day. And I wouldn't have gotten priority number 1 done if I had gone to the office and then just been swept up by the current. But because I did priority number 1, good to go.
Good shit.
Yeah.
Or auf
Yeah.
Deutsch, sehr gut.
Sehr good. So what that means is you can't donate my money to the American Nazi Party. Suck it, Nazis.
And that's the name of the episode.
Yes, it is. And that's going to be my new catchphrase every week when I check in with my goals. Suck it, Nazi. I'm gonna remember that. I'm gonna write it down so I remember it.
Excellent.
I'm into it. I mean, who has a better catchphrase than that? Suck it, Nazis. It only took what, a year and a half of podcasting, but now I've got my thing. It's Anna Kendrick, please come on the show and suck it, Nazis.
In that order.
In that order. Okay. Anna Kendrick, when you come on the show, you too can say suck it, Nazis. Just saying, the big opportunity.
Was that the
And
update for the week?
that's your that's your Anna Kendrick update for the week.
Excellent.
Yes. All right, Cel, I need to hear more about your week. Specifically, I need to hear about 10 minutes more about your week.
Okay, excellent.
So 10
Distill
minutes on the
down
clock.
like 100 and something plus hours into 10 minutes. I can do that.
You got it. You do it every week so well, mostly. Sometimes it's 15, but All right, here we go.
Okay, cool. So my Patreon, I now have more people on the Patreon. I think I just need to keep saying it. Maybe making that ask a little less like salesy and a little bit more like, hey guys, like if you like me, support me kind of thing. I'm going to take that approach going forward this week. I have to sell a little bit when I get off of here. So that's the approach that I'm going to take. Like, hey guys, if you're a fan, just like hook it up. I give you tons of information. Hook it up. It's $1, please. So
How many you got right now?
9?
9.
That's pretty good. Oh, and I don't
That's
mean
great.
no. I don't mean no in German. I mean like 9, Nine.
Good, good.
Excellent. American
Excellent.
Nazis.
Suck it, Nazis. All right, go on.
Cool. So that's been good. I strayed a bit, more than a bit, from my ideal work week this week just because I had shit to get done. Like that took precedence. So that was kind of annoying. And I really like the ideal work week. I just felt like I allotted my time better last week. I had time for like personal development, and this week I felt like I was just balls to the walls every fucking day. And it was exhausting. Like there's no balance in that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I think working the ideal work week back in is going to be really helpful, even if it's not 70%, even if it's only 50%. Knowing that I have X amount of time to do X, Y, and Z is really beneficial. Because if not, then I have a laundry list of shit that I have to get done, and it's like Friday, and I'm like, oh my god, what am I gonna do? So reassessing my week. That being said, I also think that I need to start planning on Sundays, even if I take like half an hour to just kind of plan out my week a little bit better
Mm.
rather than just like going into Monday and being like, okay, let's figure this week out. If I have a plan on Sundays, even if it's just like 15 minutes that I'm just like, okay, cool, need to do this, 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 and this. This is how I'm going to break it down. These are the days I'm going to do it. I think going into the week, maybe even doing that on a Friday night. So I'll try it today, Friday, winky face, and I'll also try it Sun. I'll also try it on Sunday, see which is better. Next week is kind of hard because it's a holiday week. I might take Monday off. I might do
Yeah.
like a half day and just like let my husband play video games. We'll see. I'm not really sure yet. Um, yeah.
And let my husband play video games.
Yes. Accurate.
I like how you put that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad you thought of Friday because that was what I wrote down. I was like, you're always a person that likes to do the life book and stuff at night, so you might prefer to do end of the week plan for next week and forget it.
Yeah.
So, but try them both. That's a good idea.
Yeah, I'll give both a shot. I feel like just on Sunday, that's when I'm like pumped about work, and Friday I'm just like, you know.
Sure,
So
sure.
I think the Sunday might be better, just getting me into the mindset for the week. But we'll see. I'll give both a shot, and I'll let you guys know. Um,
Yeah.
okay, so my big things on my list this week. The mastermind that I'm in, she had a Pinterest expert come on, and holy fuck, that was a lot of information. I have 3 pages of notes in a notebook. It's insanity. And I don't think I'm doing Pinterest right. Like, I have a pretty picture up there. I have kind of keywords, I think, but like, I know I can do better and I know that there's so much more to learn. But holy shit, it is a whole new world out there that I think is actually going to be really beneficial because it's, it takes more of you put it up there, it takes a little time to like be seen, like move up the SEO quote unquote ranks. And then over time, like in 3 to 6 months, that's something that can just become like a funnel on its own. And that's kind of my goal with this, right? To not really have to
Mm-hmm.
be out there pushing it every day because it's exhausting. Whether
Mm-hmm.
it's you're putting up 2 pins a day or you're on Instagram for 4 to 5 hours a day, like it's exhausting. So I would love to have something that just kind of works on its own, and I'm only putting maybe like 2 hours a week into it rather than 10. So I'm
Sure,
excited to see
sure.
where that goes. The one thing that she really noted and honed in is that rather than quantity, it's consistency. So if you guys are pinning out there, it's if you're doing it every day, do it every day. If you're doing it once a week, do it once a week. Just be fucking consistent with it. That is what the algorithm likes. So
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the biggest takeaway in addition to like the keywords on there. So if you guys are pinning out there, those are the big takeaways that I learned. Hopefully that's helpful to you. Um, that also made me reassess like what I actually want to be doing with clients and how I actually want to be working with clients. I want flexibility in my life. So, and I know moms from like the market research that I did, they don't want to be working with someone for 3 months at a time, right? So I think you and I kind of like briefly talked about it last week, and I noodled it around a little bit more. Like, take 45 minutes and you can cook X, Y, and Z, learn these skills, and like you can cook meals in under 30 minutes, right? So honing
Mm-hmm.
that down a little bit more, like what I've gotten from that is if I break 3 cooking skills down, like how to do flavors, like how to combine flavors and really hone in on that in like a 7 to 10 minute lesson. If I include like roasting specifically, because that's something easy that you can do, right? With either grains, oh my God, with either proteins or veggies, and then grain cookery. So I think those 3 components, I mean, that's really the key to being able to cook on a busy weeknight. Yes, There are other cooking methods out there, but like if you want like a set it and forget it, those are your three things that you need to know. So I've been pushing it on Instagram this week. So my calls to action have been like comment below if you're interested in like spending 45 minutes to learn X, Y, and Z to make you a faster, better, like more competent cook. I haven't gotten any like feedback on that yet. So I think that I need to take that concept to stories. And I've been taking it. The reels that I recorded on Monday, I like mass recorded reels so that I have them for the week, and they're coming out this weekend. So that's my call to action on all of those reels, approaching it more of like a, hey, you need these skills. You don't want to spend a ton of time in the kitchen. If you just spend 45 minutes learning X, Y, and Z, this is going to save you hours during the week. So I'd love your thought on that. Um, Maybe different ways of phrasing it would be great. Um, And then the second thing that I realized is I need to redo my nurture sequence. So when someone downloads my freebie, my nurture sequence is okay. I I actually did a little bit of research today, like very very little, but I did do some research today on like a proper nurture sequence. If you guys are interested, I'm down to share it. But I thought it was really interesting. They offer you like the option to sell in it, so you're basically like addressing their objections, providing testimonials, offering help, having a call to action, re engaging once, and then re engaging again over the course of a 10-day period. And my current nurture sequence was just like free, 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 free mini course. So I
Uh,
think I think it needs to change a little bit to this to kind of address the issues that they're experiencing. And if they're signing up for my like ebook, they probably want to know how to use what's in their pantry. So I'm going to keep going on that like idea of it. So I'd love some
yeah,
feedback on that. And one last thing, I guess it's kind of just alluding to my goal, but I need another CEO day for the next 3 months. So
yeah.
would love some feedback.
Feedback. Awesome. I'll go in reverse order. Last thing you mentioned about your sales, what'd you call it? Nurturing sequence.
Yeah.
So I learned a bit about that doing the podcast startup course, and
Hmm.
I had an auto sequence of like 10 emails going out, which is kind of what you were saying. So it was like, I'm going to look it up and I'm going to get it to you. That's one of my goals this week.
Thanks.
Um, so that you have another thing to compare with.
Hmm.
Obviously, didn't work out too great.
Yeah.
I don't think the emails were the reason,
Yeah.
but um, but just so you have something to compare it to. But the gist of it for listeners out there was I think it was one was here's the free content,
Hmm.
right? Two was did you download the free content?
Yeah.
Because a surprising amount of people don't download it the first time, even though they just signed up for it.
Yeah.
And I actually saw the numbers. A lot of people downloaded on that second email.
Interesting.
So like if I had a free PDF. Um, so then the third one was, hey, did you know this? Just free information,
Yeah.
lots of value. And then like PS, if you didn't download it here. There's your timer. Um, and even on the third email, I got some people downloading it.
Hmm.
So just keep in mind because you're spending so much time with that PDF.
Yeah.
Make sure to keep giving it away because it's like repeating yourself on Instagram. Just
Yeah.
because you said it doesn't mean they heard it. Um, just because you sent it doesn't mean they downloaded it. Even though they just signed up and they said yes, I want that, they forget or it gets lost or it goes to spam or something happens.
Yeah.
Um, so I ended up doing that throughout the nurture sequence was PS if you didn't get it, here it is.
Cool.
Um, and then yeah, so the fourth one I think was like objections, and it wasn't like people object like this. It's just like you know stating the objection and
Yeah.
saying in a way that's like, but it's really not. But
Yeah.
and so same as you. So I'll send that to you so you can kind of compare and contrast what you're doing and learning
Cool.
with what I did and learned, and see if you get any new ideas from that. But yeah, and then by the fifth one, it was like buy the course, and then like more information, and then buy the course again, and then
Yeah.
more information. Last day to buy the course.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, um, not that it was super successful, but I learned some things there.
Yeah. And I think what I'd sell there, quote unquote, is that like 45 minutes
Yes.
videos, kind of like a mini course, but I don't want to call it a mini course. I have to figure out the structure and the
Yeah.
name of it.
Yeah. So as far as the mini course,
Yeah.
whatever you're gonna call it, um, yeah. So brainstorming on, like, I love the idea. I think you're spot on and clearly developing what we talked about last week. And I think that's great because, uh, yeah, busy moms are too busy to sign up for a 3 month thing,
Yeah.
necessarily. Some will, obviously, but if you can get them a quick win, I think that's going to be so huge. So I love the idea of like 45 minutes, and you're going to learn whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I know the way you teach, you don't teach through here's a recipe. You teach through here's a skill.
Mm-hmm.
So you know whatever the equivalent of this is in reality, but spend 45 minutes with me, learn how to make hundreds of things, like hundreds of recipes in
Ooh.
45 minutes,
Oh my god, I love
right?
it, Josh.
Because then it's like, what? How could I possibly? And so you can say, I just wrote down when you were talking about it, more than just a recipe, right? Um, learn chef's secrets for how to improvise a meal with what you got, um, et cetera, et cetera. But I think if you can communicate that I'm going to teach you skills that result in you just making things that taste good and not looking up recipes. And I think that's whatever you think the reasonable equivalent is of like learn to make 100 different things in the kitchen in 45 minutes.
Oh my god, learn to make hundreds of things.
Because I think most people, and from my perspective only, and I'm not a busy mom, but from my perspective only, it would be looking at your mini course would be like, oh, so what's she going to do? She's going to teach me like 3 recipes in 45 minutes. So I'll learn how to make 3 things. That might be cool. But then you would overwhelm me if it was like, wait, I can make hundreds of things?
This is fucking genius, dude. I
Love it. Okay.
love it.
So play with that. We
Whoever
already
said
talked
you
about,
weren't a galvanizer, Josh?
I'm not a galvanizer. We talked about it on the podcast. I'm an ideas man. I'm whatever the
Ah.
beginning was, the creative.
Yeah, yeah, I'm the follow through. This is perfect.
Yeah. And then, yeah, I just love that you're going to try the if you like me, support me idea
Yeah,
for a pitch. I would just say make sure you're leaning heavy. Like, don't do anything else for a week and see how it goes with just that
yeah.
so that you have like comparative data. Um, but yeah, I think that's great. Is there anything I missed that you wanted feedback on?
No, I think that was great. I appreciate it. I'm so
Yay.
excited. I'm re-energized because, to be
Good.
completely honest, this puppy is sucking the life out of me. So it's not even my dog.
Puppies aren't supposed to do that. Well, it's not your dog. That's the problem.
It's not my dog. She poops and pees everywhere. Mostly
Puppies
pees.
that poop and pee everywhere are really draining unless it's your dog, and then you can put up with
Yeah,
it.
yeah. My dog has
Right,
also
Penny?
not had a good week, but it's fine. Right, Loons?
Penny's asleep. She can give a shit. So,
Oh, that's
but don't
good.
shit in the house. Okay, cool.
All
All right,
right.
ready for me?
I am ready for you. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, we can do
Great.
this. We can do this, kids. Go.
Okay, my week was fucked.
Hmm.
I did get shit done. I got the goals done. I worked, but quite honestly, out there on Stuckers, I lost a childhood very close friend in a car accident last casual Friday night. Uh,
Fuck.
street racers racing down, being idiots. Thought they were uh, what's the word? Invincible, and I guess they were because they got away, fuckers. So it's been a hell of a week. And I got funeral stuff today, so I've been I've been going along, but I've not been going full steam.
It's
It's been
fair.
either I need a distraction and I'm going full steam, or I'm totally off and I can't be bothered to concentrate on stuff. So it's been a little up and down. Just a reminder out there that whatever your best laid plans are week to week, life happens. And sometimes, in this case, death happens, and it sucks. Um, so, on that sad note, I'll transition to more business stuff. um, so, a few things. One, on the great SEO experiment, uh, things are going well. I think I mentioned this before, but I'm learning or continuing to learn or solidifying the learning that if you're local, if you're hyper local,
Hmm.
SEO is super valuable and super fast.
Yeah.
Um, I've gone in, I don't know, 4 or 5 weeks now from for my keywords that have Albuquerque in it,
Hmm.
in the keyword, like computer repair Albuquerque. Um, I've gone from ranking like 75th in Google to like 45th in Google in a little over a month. And that's not page 45, that's
Wow.
like listing
Yeah.
45. So it's going very fast. This week I'm noticing, I think I usually, just because I have good Google reviews and stuff, like I usually get maybe an average of a client a week on just calling me out of the blue and saying
Yeah.
you have good Google reviews. So that's how I found you. I had 3 this week.
Wow.
So, that's not hard data, but it's interesting. And hopefully it continues. So that's been really good. The keywords that aren't Albuquerque specific, I'm still not in 500, so they're still not even freaking charting me yet.
Hmm.
um, which is as expected for being only a month or so in.
Yeah.
But again, and this might not work for like New York City or something, but for a lot of cities and towns out there, if you're hyper local because you have a brick and mortar, SEO could happen a lot faster than you think.
Hmm.
So that's great. Um, and then for my client who is not hyper local, they don't have any like local keywords other than like made in America. Um, they that's not one of their keywords, but they're US based. There's like US somewhere in there. I can't remember now.
America.
They're also not really being fully charted yet because they're so far behind because they're competing with the world for those keywords.
Yeah.
I'm competing with Albuquerque for my keywords. Um so it's going, but we're not seeing the rapid success, which I'm not expecting, but we're not seeing it yet. Um, but we are learning about blogging, and I wanted to share some blogging tips. If
Ooh.
anyone has a blog out there, whether you're doing SEO or not, you might want to follow these tips I'm learning from the experts on on what to include in your blog. So whether you do SEO kind of stuff or not later, your blog will already be in good shape for SEO, and it'll just be working better for you. So just a few things. Number one, it should be a minimum of 500 words, which is not a lot of words, but some people do really, really short blogs. And I guess that works sometimes, but in general, they suggest more than 500 words. The blog should be engaging. It should either be informational or conversational or both. The idea is the longer somebody stays on your blog page, the more Google sees that and likes that somebody's clearly getting value from what they're reading. So the more engaging you can make it, the better. Use small paragraphs. Don't do any really long paragraphs because people don't read; they scan, and smaller paragraphs are more inviting for them. Um, you want to add a minimum of 3 relevant images, preferably your own images, or you can do like stock photos and stuff. Um, but if you have your own images, then it'll be more unique for Google and stuff. Using bullet points in your blog is very good, again, for scanning. Um, and you want to include, this is something I'd never thought of before, you want to include 3 links.
Hmm.
You want the first link in your article to go to your homepage. I don't know why. Maybe I'll find out why next week and update you guys. But you want a link to your homepage in there. You want the second link to be another page on your website that's relevant to what you're talking about in the blog article. and you want the third link to go to a different blog article you've written before that that is relevant to maybe what you're talking about. It could be as simple as like for morons that this at the bottom, check
Yeah.
out this blog. And
Hmm.
when you're just starting out, the third link can just go to your contact page until you've built up enough blogs that you can start referencing the blogs.
Yeah.
But anyway, that kind of, I'm going to call it a link storm, like this little cycle of links within
Yeah.
your website is apparently a good thing.
Hmm.
So, um, and then obviously, you know, especially if you're doing SEO, but even if you're not, think really hard about what your targeted keywords are and include them as much as you can in your blog. Because the more they show up on your website in a real way, like you're really reading a blog article, not just like I embedded it in code and no one sees it, but
Yeah.
Google sees it. Google's too smart for that now. They used to not be that smart, but now they're too smart. Um, and so you need to have authentic, real uh, stuff there. But anyway, that's what I learned about blog articles. So I literally typed that up this morning and sent it to the client who's writing their own blogs for their industry
Cool.
instead of paying for content writing, and and we'll see how that goes. But and then they're going to
Sweet.
try and write 2 to 4 blogs a month is what the experts said.
Wow.
So there you go. So I thought that was interesting and a lot of actionable knowledge if any of you are out there listening and want to start writing a blog for any reason. Um, do it this way and you'll be set up the right way for some SEO stuff.
Thank you for the TED Talk about blogs with
You're
Josh.
welcome. My update for the week is as I learned a thing. Uh, one day we'll do like a full podcast episode of everything I learned about SEO, but for now I'm just updating you on Casual Fridays.
Sweet.
Okay, so last thing, I met with my assistant again,
Cool.
and she was, as a reminder, was told a week or so ago to go off and make your dream job. What would you like to do if you could live out your dream? How much would you like to make, etc.
Yeah.
And she did. And she came back, and so we talked about it, um, and it went very well. She had ideas I hadn't really thought of for 505 Songworks as like income sources, streams for it.
Yeah.
And she's interested in much more than I thought she was about 505 Songworks. So her interests are broader than I thought, and she's giving me other ideas. So it was very cool. And so now my job is to go off and figure out how to freaking make that
No big deal.
happen. No biggie. Um, but I think it's all very doable. And the good news is she's not in a position where she needs a well-paying um, full-time job tomorrow. So and she loves the idea of this so much that is that my time?
No, I was gonna say way to set her up with something mediocre.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm just gonna, fully underpay her and just take advantage until she quits. No. But she's luckily really into it, and like right now I'm paying her 15 an hour because I don't know where you are, dear listener, but in the United States that's not minimum wage, and in New Mexico, um, which is like a lower cost of living than some other places, I think that should be the bare minimum wage. So that's what I pay starting out, because I think anything less is ridiculous. And if you're in a more expensive city like a New York or a Seattle or something, then it should be higher. But that's where I start. So I started there. So she's happy with that for now. But what we're going to try and do is we're going to work up to 30 hours a week by the end of the year. And
Cool.
she's at 10 right now. Hello. um, and so she's at 10 right now. So we're going to try and work up to 30. And so I was just planning out, and I would love to get your idea, if you don't mind me going a little over, um, is is how to get her there. And then next year, so if I can get her to 30 hours by the end of the year, I would like to get her to 35 to 40 hours at least $20 an hour sometime next year, which is bam, full time employee. Um, and then shortly after that, put her on salary and keep raising it till it's a nice wage as opposed to I can get by with this kind of wage. So my thoughts are, she's still my assistant. She's totally happy to do more JBit stuff if it helps, or more Unstuck stuff, or more whatever, um, to free up my time as needed. If that helps gets her hours until 505 Songworks starts having more of an income.
Okay.
So what I'm thinking, I plotted out like list of tasks she could do, and I was realizing she could save me a good 5 to 10 hours a week, taking some tasks off of my shoulders that I do for all my different things.
Okay.
And she could, with 30 hours a week when we get there, she could do above and beyond. Like she could be better at managing the social media than I currently am, you know? So like not only like take it off my shoulders, but she had more time to do a better job probably.
Yeah.
Um, but obviously right now I can't afford 30 hours a week.
Yeah.
So my thought was give her 5 more hours a week soon, like next month,
Mm-hmm.
depending, um, and send her to a BNI chapter,
Ooh.
because then for 5 hours a week, um, listeners, if you don't remember, BNI is a type of networking organization that Shell and I have been to a lot. Um, if she goes to another chapter and she does websites and SEO, then she can make me more busy building websites, earning income,
Yeah.
and she can manage the contractors doing the SEO herself. And she can, by nature of those 5 hours spent going to meetings, networking with people, all the stuff that BNI wants you to do,
Mm-hmm.
she can be an income generator herself, which she currently isn't. Right now, she's just a reliever of duties. But if she can make me more busy doing the income, then I
Hell
can
yeah,
turn
dude.
around and
Is
pay her
she
more to
about
do other
that?
things.
Is she
She
about,
is.
yeah? Dude,
Yeah.
fuck yes. I think that that is a genius idea. You're going to pay her, I just want to clarify, for the meeting time, for any like one-to-ones she has, and okay, you're nodding, so I just want to make sure.
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So that's
I'm
included
sorry.
in
I
like the
should not
5 hour
just
time.
nod.
Yeah, that's included
Yeah.
in the 5 hour
I
time.
should not
Okay.
just nod on a podcast. But yeah, so meeting is an hour and a half a week. They encourage you to have one to week, one to one a week, which
Who
is
you
an
knew
hour.
week.
They encourage you to do some education and training, which is an hour a week,
Yeah,
and then other little things, prepping for the meeting and your presentation, stuff like that.
cool.
So, because that comes out to 3.5 hours. So plus something.
Yeah,
And on weeks where it's light, she'll have more a chance to do um, pitching music stuff. And on weeks
yeah,
where it's heavy at BNI, she's got that time paid for. Um, so
dude,
yeah, I think my only
100%.
question, cool. My only question on that then is, does she go join a chapter as an IT person,
Mm,
which is currently my bread and butter, like computer repair, or as websites and SEO? Because I can make websites, absolutely. Um, so here's the thing: if she does websites and SEO, I can do it, but we can also contract out as needed, right? Because that's a remote job easily. If she makes me too busy, it was a dream scenario, right? She makes me too busy fixing computers and networks for people, then I'm going to have to turn around and hire a technician to keep up with that.
I was going to say, what's your better ROI? It sounds like the first option, websites and SEO, is your better ROI because you can outsource it and you can mark it up.
Yeah, I think so.
That's your better ROI for sure. And
Yeah.
to take less, I mean, you want more time to do your fun things, right? Like yes, you need to be at JBit to make money, pay your mortgage, whatever. But you want more time to do your fun things. Also, what the fuck? They are mixing drinks in the other room right now. I hear the shaker. This is some bullshit, guys. Anyway, I think you really need to focus on your your passive moneymaker, which is going to
Yep.
ultimately be SEO and websites. So I think the first one is probably the best bet because you're right. That's something that she can manage. So that's giving her more hours. She's working for the money rather than trying to make you work more for more money. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
So I think you
Yeah,
were right
because
on
if
track with that.
cool, yeah, because if she does turn around and bring in more websites and SEO stuff than I can manage, then like if she brings in a lot, they'll be paying a lot. So then I can just turn around and pay her a few more hours a week to go,
Yeah.
okay, you need to manage contractors because I can't keep up with that.
Yes.
So it can grow together and step by step as opposed to what seems like a large endeavor of training a technician for the computer repair side.
And right now, your business is primarily computer repair, which
Yeah.
is trading time for money. If you can kind of
Right.
get out of that, that's going to be
Hmm.
most ideal for JBit growth overall.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. So yeah, I think you just confirmed it for me. I didn't even plan to go through this with you, but I had some extra time this morning and just was excited to figure out how the heck can I get her up to 30 hours and afford to pay her. and and so I like just finished this before we got on. I was like, well, I'll see what Chell thinks.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
yeah, cool. So then yeah, and then the idea is once she's 30 hours, she will definitely be in a BNI. She'll definitely be dealing with contractors. She'll be doing some other kind of tech checkups. Like I monitor some computers, the cloud backups thing when that gets going. She'll need to check on weekly and let me know if there's a problem.
Cool.
But I won't have to take an hour a week to check on it. She will.
Yeah.
Um, and keep up with social media better for JBit, for 505, heck, even for Unstuck, like um, stuff like that. And then again on light weeks, it'll result in plenty of time for just more song pitching. And
Yeah.
once the income comes there, then we're golden.
Yeah.
So yay.
I love this dude.
Cool. Excellent. And just a real quick tidbit, because I know I left it hanging last time. Um, so we are going to start signing other people's music. We met with a
Yay.
lawyer this week, and we
Ah.
got the contract reviewed, and it's all going to happen. So I will probably update more about that next week. Yay!
Hell yeah.
All right, that's my week. Um, shall we move on to goals?
Sure.
What are your goals this week, Chow?
Uno. SEO day. Sorry, not SEO. LOL. CEO. C, not S. CEO day. Um, I need to redo my nurture sequence, and
Mm-hmm.
I need to figure out my Pinterest structure, meaning the different boards and where to pin different pins to. I think that's the right terminology.
Cool. Awesome.
Cool.
I'm just writing it down so I can hold you to it next week.
Thanks, man. What
Cool.
about you?
My goals are to send you my emails from Podcast Startup Course, and you
Thank you.
can check those out. Um, I'm gonna have just one other goal. And it's gonna be kind of light, but that's how this week is gonna go with the funeral stuff.
It's
So
fair, dude.
I'm gonna be kind to myself on that. But I'm gonna run the BNI plan by my assistant and see when she wants to start on that because her thing is she does have kids and it's now officially summer vacation. So she was looking at maybe the fall she'd have more time again.
Yeah.
So if she's got a little more time right now, I might go visit some BNI meetings with her next week.
I mean, they're all virtual, so
Exactly. So my goal is to run it by her, and if she's on board, we'll just get started right away.
perf.
Yeah.
Since you don't pay for your membership.
I don't. I full disclosure, I work for BNI, so I'll have to pay for her a membership, but I'll encourage her to also work for BNI. No, it's too much time. I want her focused on other things.
Fair.
um, yeah, but I'll pay for her membership. I'll continue doing what I do as a director consultant, and it'll be good. Hopefully, I
DC,
think.
bro. As a DC.
The DC.
use the terminology, you know?
It's just it's I got letters after my name. It's
NBD.
not Doctor of Chiropractic. No, it's Director of Consulting. All right, we're off the rails again, and it's way too long now. Uh, Chell, anything you want to add before we wrap it up?
Have a great fucking weekend, guys.
Great fucking weekend, guys. That's a wrap on Casual Friday. If you have a question for us on Casual Friday, email us at unstuck.institute@gmail.com or hit us up on Instagram at unstuck.institute. And remember, we're on Clubhouse every Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time in the Unstuck Yourself room in the Unstuck Institute Club, because that's a thing now. So
Hey!
come find us. We have a small group and we just bounce ideas off each other, and it's a lot of fun. If you haven't already, download our free PDF lifebook to keep the ball rolling on your own productivity and get your lifebook today at unstuck.institute/lifebook. See you next week. Be excellent to each other. Bye.